Since today is the first official day of winter, what better day to discuss winter fashion trends? The timing is also perfect because while I usually do these fashion trend videos a little ahead of time, it actually works out well that we're officially well into winter because most of the pieces are now fully stocked. And this time of year, a lot of them are already on sale or about to be on sale probably next week. Now, we are going to look at these trends through the Ms. Gold Girl lens, if you will. I do hate referring to myself in third person, but I think it works here because I am looking at wearable fashion trends. We're not looking for runway looks or haute couture. We are looking for what grown women who are leading busy everyday lives want to wear in real life, or at least this grown woman. So today I've got 5 trends that I think are going to work extremely well for the rest of the season. So grab your hot coffee, your hot cocoa, get cozy, and let's take a deep dive into them. I will also number each of the actual pieces that I'm sharing here on the screen. So do check the description box, the very first comment pinned to the top of the comments, and if anything's on the YouTube shopping platform, it'll pop up somewhere here on the screen if you want to shop these specific looks. So let's start with trend number 1, which is all about the colors. And we have 2 kind of sub-trends going there. The first one is all about the new neutrals, basically move over black, because chocolate brown is the neutral of the season. Now, this is nothing new. It's just continuing to accelerate and be seen everywhere, not just in clothing pieces, accessories as well. It doesn't mean you have to just 86 your entire wardrobe of anything black. No, it just means, like always, I love an and moment. Yes, you can still wear black and chocolate brown and camel and charcoal gray. These are all great pieces to mix into your existing wardrobe. And I especially love each of those colors paired with black. So think chocolate brown sweaters, coats, pants, accessories, you name it. You will have seen chocolate brown already throughout the fall, and you're seeing it everywhere into winter. And then as far as gray goes, usually we think of a lighter, icier gray for wintertime. We're seeing more charcoal gray. It's just a step back from a harsh black. Both chocolate brown and a softer charcoal gray are really flattering. I would say more flattering even on most complexions, especially women over 50, where a very harsh, stark color like black can pull all the color out of your face. These are warmer tones in general, and I like the idea of something to warm up the complexion virtually and literally in the case that it is wintertime. Ways to wear chocolate brown this season, or the charcoal gray, or the camel. A very on-trend way to do that, of course, is a head-to-toe chocolate brown look, very monochromatic, from the sweater to the pants to the boots and even the accessories. This can be done in a dressier way with a nice sweater, a pair of trousers, some pretty maybe low-heeled boots, a little bit of a kitten heel, or more casually with some sort of hoodie and more athletic-leaning bottoms like joggers or a straight leg, more modal type fabric on the bottom. Don't forget a pair of chocolate brown sneakers to finish off the look. If you don't want to commit to a head-to-toe monochromatic look, you can just swap out your black boots with a pair of brown boots. It gives it a totally different look, a little softer perhaps, and just another way to style one of your go-to outfits. We're still seeing black, of course, but something else that we're seeing along with these new neutrals is more of a washed out black. The charcoal gray, yes, but even in jeans, you're seeing more of a faded black denim look, which again is a softer, more approachable way to wear black with your wardrobe. It also is a nice way to wear a monochromatic black look. Think true black sweater with gray or washed out black jeans. It's a softer look, a little less harsh. And here is a bonus, that lighter gray or off black pair of jeans won't show lint quite as easily as straight, deep, dark black jeans will. And then for that pop of color this season, we're seeing a move away from the bright red that we've been seeing for the past few seasons and evolving that into more of a burgundy, oxblood type color. It's been quite popular. It is ramping up in popularity, and I think it is a universally flattering color on most skin tones. This burgundy shade, and it goes from wine red to burgundy to oxblood. There's a little bit of a spectrum there. Also pairs beautifully with all of those neutrals that I just mentioned, especially brown. I also happen to think that, let's just call it burgundy, looks particularly sophisticated, a little more quiet luxury than say a bright red. although I still love a bright red. Remember, when I'm telling you all about these fashion trends, I'm not telling you to get rid of stuff. This is more about adding to your existing wardrobe. Just another way to have more fun with your clothes. Another trend we're seeing for winter, we see this every winter, but a few new fabrics. It's all about the cozy luxe textures. So of course, things like cashmere, very big for wintertime, of course. I don't think that's really a trend so much as what you wear in winter, so cashmere and wool. But what I am seeing a lot more of this season than in previous years is a lot more faux fur, a lot more corduroy available, and a lot more velvet. And the velvet isn't being reserved for just fancy dressing up situations. It's being incorporated into every day. So I'm seeing a lot of corduroy. I'm actually wearing corduroy. I will pop in a picture of my outfit, which I'm nailing all the trends. I've got my brown, I have my LUXE cashmere, I have burgundy, I'm wearing corduroy pants that are in a brown tone. I've got it. I did not do that on purpose, but it's working for this video. So yes, we're seeing a lot of corduroy, even more so than in years past, but the everyday velvet. So instead of thinking corduroy pants, I'm seeing a lot of velvet pants, not just, again, reserved for something that's dressier, but in silhouettes that are meant for every day. Swapping your jeans for velvet pants that kind of look like jeans. Swapping your corduroy pants for velvet pants. I'm even seeing the velvet brought into everyday shoes like Mary Jane's and ballet flats and boots. So we're having a little more fun with the textures. Then with faux fur, it's always been a thing, obviously in wintertime, but it is becoming a lot more accessible and we're seeing a lot more options at more affordable price points than ever before. We're seeing beautiful coats released places like Walmart and Quince, and you gotta snatch them up because they are flying off the shelves. If you don't wanna commit to a full-length faux fur coat, then we're really seeing it on the lapels, the collars of typically tailored wool jackets. Now we're seeing the big oversized faux fur collars. You can see that at a variety of price points. And again, it's tricky because when you see them at a good price point, they tend to fly off the shelves or realistically off of a retailer's website because they are so popular. I have found a few good ones, so I will link those. Although my personal favorite way to wear faux fur this season is as more of like a shrug or a jacket that you wear inside over, say, something that's sleeveless, like a sleeveless dress. It adds a layer of warmth and it's just really pretty to look at as well. I tried my hand at wearing a faux fur jacket inside when I went to a slumber party themed party and wore these luxe PJs. So I threw on the faux fur on top of it. Yes, for the warmth, but also as a way to just take the outfit, pajama outfit, to another level. And coming back around to corduroy, I'm seeing a lot more options being offered, not just corduroy pants, but corduroy pants in lots of different silhouettes, from high-waisted, wide leg, straight leg, flare. We're even seeing it in dresses and shirts. It's not just relegated to pants. And again, I'm seeing it at some great price points. For trend number 3, it's not so much a trend as a way to wear these clothes, and it's about balancing silhouettes. So we've been seeing wide leg pants for a while, and now that we've moved into winter season, we're seeing these big, beautiful, chunky, oversized sweaters as well. For a very small portion of the population, you can wear a giant oversized sweater and some big wide leg extra flare jeans or pants, but for most of us mere mortals, this is not a look we can easily pull off. So for this season, it's all about balancing those silhouettes, still staying on trend, still looking modern, but make it wearable and realistic. So if you want to wear something oversized on the bottom, wide leg pants or flare leg pant, then you would like ideally to pair it with something a little more fitted on the top. Now, that doesn't mean it has to be skin tight. Really, the key here is to show the viewer, whoever is looking at you, that you have a waist under all of these clothes. So that could mean tucking in the top so you can see some sort of indentation around your waist. And what I really love for winter are these sweater belts so that you can blouse out the sweater over the belt without having to tuck it in and add bulk into your pants, which is very uncomfortable. Just a little tip there if you haven't heard of this one. But it's also the length of the sweater. So you can wear something that's a little more oversized, maybe some more balloony sleeves, but just make sure that the length of the sweater stops at about the top of your hips or right at your waist. I'm not saying cropped in that you're showing skin, but cropped in that you're showing you do have a waist and you're not swimming in all of this extra fabric. And if you want to wear the big, chunky, oversized sweater that's maybe a little bit long, this is the time to slim down on the bottom. I am not saying skinny jeans. I think we have well established that those are not currently on trend, but never say never. They'll probably make a comeback. But right now we're looking at what they're calling straight slim, which honestly is just one step up from a skinny jean, or a true straight leg, not a wide straight leg, or even, yes, now is the time to pull out your leggings. I didn't say you can't wear leggings. I said we now have alternatives. But in this case, perfect time to pull out the leggings to pair it with a big oversized sweater. And with those leggings comes trend number 4, which is the return of the riding boot. Honestly, I didn't realize the riding boot had gone away, but according to fashion editors, they have come back. So welcome back to the riding boots that I haven't had in my closet. I don't know. I have 2 pairs that I have had for about 15 years. It's the same boot in black and in a tannish brown. I can't link to them directly because they do not exist anymore. They were an investment piece that I have definitely worn my money's worth out of them. In fact, the tan ones I have worn so much, I had them resold. I will link to what's currently available. Both colors are fantastic. If you want a leaner look and you're wearing, say, black leggings or black skinny jeans actually would work right now, so don't get rid of them just yet. Then pairing them with the black riding boot is a really elegant, more refined way to wear them. I'm just happy that they have replaced the extremely unflattering and uncomfortable to wear chunky lug sole boots and shoes. That's the trend I'm most happy about. I love a riding boot over leggings, over sneakers for a couple of reasons. One, I just think they look more elegant, more polished, more refined. But also, if it's cold where you are, it's an added extra layer of warmth. If you're wearing leather over, let's say, a wool sock underneath that, over leggings that maybe are fleece lined, you're nice and toasty warm, and that beats a pair of sneakers that's gonna maybe leave a little bit of your skin exposed. There is one part of this trend that I am not on board with, and I do not think it is wearable or flattering, and that is tucking in your straight leg jeans into the riding boot, so you have the bulky fabric kind of just ballooning out over the top of the riding boot. I'm just gonna speak for myself here. I do not need to add any visual bulk to my thighs or my knee. I'm doing just fine on that on my own. So this is not a trend that I'm loving. I'm seeing it, not in real life though. I'm only seeing it on the internet. Haven't encountered this in the wild, and I really hope it doesn't take hold in the real world. And while riding boots are obviously a go-to when you're wearing leggings, they work really well under dresses and skirts, and really well under the wider leg jeans. I especially love this, and I talked about this a little bit in my recent video about different casual winter outfits, and that it adds that layer of warmth underneath the pant. However you want to wear a riding boot, it is very much a part of this new Ralph Lauren aesthetic. We have seen it take over social media in the Ralph Lauren Christmas aesthetic. It's basically just the latest iteration of the whole quiet luxury look, and they've just narrowed it down to the Ralph Lauren aesthetic. And then the last trend that we're gonna talk about is elevated accessories. And I love accessory trends because it is the easiest and most cost-efficient way to update your outfits, keep them on trend, give them a more modern look without investing a whole lot of money or a whole lot of space in your closet. And the 2 accessory trends that I wanna specifically highlight are about scarves and handbags. So real quickly on the scarf trend, the blanket scarf is back. Slightly different than the first time. It's not as oversized and insanely colorful as the first time around. Just like the quiet luxury aesthetic, it's a little more streamlined, a little sleeker silhouette, very wearable, I think, in this case. It's still a little bit oversized, so it's keeping in trend with the oversized sweaters, the oversized pants, etc. And it is a great way to also bring in that pop of color like burgundy or an oxblood or any other color that you want to incorporate into your wardrobe. If you can get it in one of the luxe textures or fabrics that we've been talking about, like a cashmere, a wool, something fuzzy and warm, then you're ticking off a lot of trend boxes all at once. For handbags, it's all about structure this season. Last season was all about the slouchy handbag, especially the suede handbag, and I picked up a few of those. For this season in winter, it's all about structure, and this makes so much sense because if you're wearing a big, heavy coat, especially if you're wearing a big puffer coat. The last thing you want to do is add something that's slouchy and it doesn't have any structure to it and you just look like this amorphous blob. You want something more structured, a little sleeker to balance out everything else that's going on with your outfit, or at least with your coat. So what we're seeing now is a lot more structured, specifically leather handbags, specifically tote bags, slightly oversized bags, or carrying that oversized theme, but they are structured. A lot of top handle bags. This is the one I've been carrying a lot this season. It's ticking a few boxes. It's leather. It's this burgundy color. It's structured. It's a top handle. It's a nice balance. It would look really good with this, actually, if I walked out of the house like this today. It's a key way to look a little more polished and refined this season, and you can find these bags at all different price points. So these are the 5 trends that I'm actually excited to wear this season. I am loving that we're moving back towards more traditional, realistic ways to wear clothes. The colors are more wearable, the silhouettes are more wearable. It just feels more practical for our everyday lifestyles. I would love to hear from y'all in the comments below. Let me know which trend you are looking forward to wearing, or maybe you've already brought into your wardrobe. Is it the oversized sweater balanced with a more narrow pant? Is it the burgundy in your sweaters or a more structured handbag? Let me know in the comments below. As always, everything that I've talked about is linked in a few places down in the description box. Pinned is the very first comment in the comment section and also tagged somewhere on the screen as well. If you haven't already subscribed by the time you've reached the end of this video, please do so. I really appreciate it. In the meantime, I hope that you had fun today, that you stayed warm, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!